Hey everybody, Sanjita here. I know I'm a little late to the party. I haven't been able to record for a couple days, so I'm late on the site, but I wanted to encourage everyone not to skip this upcoming Conquest. Still go for Red Box, even if you don't have Grand Inquisitor and won't get him in December. I still think you should go for Red Box and go for like the 5-month, 6-month unlock plan. Don't buy the shipments of him because there's no sense rushing it that fast. Just use that Conquest currency for gear or Signal Data or something. But you want to have this unlocked for when you do eventually unlock Grand Inquisitor, and because it's going to be a fantastic ship. And if you are able to get him in December, that's awesome. I know I've been slacking on Inquisitors, but I should be able to pull it together by then. I think this is going to help shore up the Executrix versus Profundity counter. Even though the kit's a lot about turn meter gain for the capital ship or the team, and that's not going to help against Profundity, I still think it's going to help shore up that Executrix with the shuttle starting and TIE Fighter pilot, and this could be the third. And the fact that it's just a turn meter oriented ship is why I think Capital Games will be very surprised when it helps shore up an Executrix counter to Profundity. Just like they were surprised when First Order started beating Executor. I think it's going to be kind of a similar situation, but definitely don't sleep out on it, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's going to help shore up that counter. So this is the main clause you want to look at for what's going to help it so much. If the ally capital ship is Executrix, at the start of the battle summon 2 crewless TIE fighters, and when an Imperial TIE fighter ally has foresight, they are marked. First time an allied Imperial TIE fighter defeats a ship, they gain... Okay, that doesn't matter for Profundity. But the 2 TIE fighters is huge. And then also this helps. Allied Empire ships 20% gain, 20% max health and offense, and 10 speed. And this is good for Negotiator. If the enemy capital ship is a Jedi, Allied Empire ships gain an additional 70% max health. So that's insane. That's plus 90% max health against Negotiator. That alone makes this worth it too. Negotiator is still kind of a tricky fleet to handle. At the start of the battle, all allies gain a stack of formation, and Imperial TIE Fighter allies gain stacks of formation equal to the number of ally Imperial TIE Fighters. So if you start your own TIE Fighter and then you have 3, you're going to start with 4 stacks of formation, and formation grants 10% max health, offense, and potency. It also gives turn meter. That's not what I'm focusing on right now. So that is a big deal. You're going to have 40% offense and health on these TIE Fighters, and they're going to be pretty beefy. So what are the main problems with the Profundity counter as is right now? You could lose a ship really early, screwing it up, and then you have a problem with damage output, not being able to get a lot out early. And then you also have the problem of that shield disruption coming from the Rebel Y-Wing and hitting a key ship like your tank or the EP shuttle or something, or even making that TIE Fighter more destined to die. But how this kit works, so you're going to have the 3 TIE Fighter pilots. The Profundity usually goes all in on one of them, or just your own TIE Fighter when you have it. I don't think that's going to change. I think it might even go for one of the summoned ones, which would be even better. So that'll either tank the hits with the shuttle granting it protection up, or it's going to die. You want at least one to die. And then you're going to have the enemy Outrider attack, and maybe that'll kill the second one. But it's probably going to leave you at least 2 fighters surviving. And one of them can use its special, get foresight and marked, and then kind of make the Y-Wing waste that special and not have to deal with protection disruption at all. And then you can bring your TIE Bomber in as first reinforcement, kind of neuter them, and start dealing out damage like crazy. These TIE Fighters are going to hit super hard, and the Scythe itself is going to be a good support for that. So all of this happens and helps out the whole team right away without the Scythe even taking a turn. And it's a pretty slow ship right now on .gg. It looks like it's 145 speed, even with a maxed out Grand Inquisitor. You can add 10 to that because of its own unique ability, but it's still going to be probably going last in your lineup. I think even after the Emperor Shuttle. So the special to use at the beginning isn't going to be as key. You got this one, which is pretty good, dispelling all buffs on all enemies, and then recovering health and protection. That's just for the Scythe itself, though. Well, it's not even the Scythe, it's just Scythe. Ally Empire ships are going to gain a stack of formation, and this maxes out at 30, which is crazy. If you had 30 stacks of this, that'd be plus 300% offense. I don't know how you'd get there realistically, but even just having a few stacks, this will give them like 5 stacks as long as they haven't had it dispelled once this goes, and that's really going to help knock out Profundity because you really just want pure offense. You can't really crit them, which also kind of neuters some of the abilities here. Like for this one, the target ally recovers health and protection. Yeah, that's great. And then it uses its basic against the enemy, has extra critical chance, and if it scores a critical hit, then it inflicts fear on the target enemy for 1 turn, which is extra strong against Jedis. And then if it defeats an enemy and the allied capital ship is Executrix, you can give out Foresight for 1 turn. So usually, probably you want to do it to a TIE Fighter pilot. But this isn't that part. All that whole clause isn't usually going to come in against Profundity because most of them can't be critically hit because either they're crewless tanks or they're support cargo ships. And then this special is also, I already went over that. The basic is decent. It's going to help poke through as long as you can land this defense down and keep it on, as long as the Falcon doesn't dispel it. Then gain turn meter. It's extra potent against Jedi, can't be evaded. And then I think this clause applies to any enemy you're attacking. When scoring a critical hit, grant a random TIE Fighter Foresight for 2 turns that doesn't already have it. So it really dishes out Foresight to its TIE Fighters. And against Profundity, that's going to mean or against any ship other than Profundity, that's going to mean a ton of turn meter for a capital ship. But for this ship alone, it's really going to shore up that counter. And I'm excited to be able to test it. I'm going for it. I'm going for Grand Inquisitor. Should be able to get it by December, but I've kind of been slacking. And I'll show you where I'm at with it real quick. So this is where I'm at right now in farming, or preparing for the Grand Inquisitor. I already have 5th Brother R5. I've had that forever, back when I thought I was going to try to rush it, kind of before the kit reveal. Once kit reveal came out, I kind of pumped the brakes a lot. He was just so easy to get. He's on a 10 energy Cantina node, which when you take the time to get to it, you can just knock it out super fast. Takes less than a month. So you can go for him first or last, probably last, just depending on your needs. And I had been farming shards with 2nd Sister and 9th Sister all along because they were more useful. And only single shard farms, or single refresh, not any refresh, just the 5 attempts you get on all these since they came out. I stopped farming 7th and 8th for a while because I just didn't see use for them, but I kept up with 2nd Sister and 9th because she's good for a ship and she's just a good tank overall. I just got her to gear 13, so working on her. These two, you're not going to regret getting them because they're just pretty good on their own. But just start farming double refresh, single refresh, whatever you can to try to accelerate them. And they're just very cheap to farm. The nodes they're on are, well, I already farmed it today, but it's 12 energy for her. 12 energy for 2nd, 12 for 9th, 16 for 8th, but it's still better than 20 energy nodes. Just take the time, try to knock these guys out and gear them up. I don't think you'll regret it. But yeah, that's it for me. Don't skip this conquest and don't sleep on the Scythe. This is Sanjita signing out.